All right, hey guys, it's Miss Anna. Today we're gonna go over some stretching, warm-ups, exercises, and technique that we all need to work on during our little break from dance. So, this is for my lyrical, jazz, and hip hop classes. We're gonna do all the same warm-up, stretching, and exercises. And then at the end of the video, I'm gonna break it down by each dance, talking about the technique that you need to work on. So first, we really need to warm up at home before we stretch to make sure our muscles are nice and loose and they don't get hurt. So let's start off by running in place. You want to run in place and try to kick your butt if you can. Get those knees nice and bent. Kick your butt, kick your butt, kick your butt, just to get your body nice and warm. I call this the little Russian dance. You can kind of swing your legs out to the side. You should feel your hips loosening up. Now kick it forward if you want. We're gonna do big hip circles. Your hip might pop, that's okay. It's just it loosening up. If it hurts, stop and take a break. But if it's just a little noise, keep on going. Get nice and warm. You wanna bring your hip all the way over, up, and out when you circle it. All right, get nice and loose. Whatever wiggles you need to get out. First, we're gonna look up and down, up and down. We're gonna start by loosening up our neck. We're trying to make sure every part of our body is worked out or stretched in some way. So turn your head side to side. Keep loosening that neck. And then tilt, tilt. Don't push past what's comfortable, but try to stretch a little further each time. Just like any muscle, it's going to stretch further the more you do it, but don't force anything. All right, we're gonna loosen up our neck. Lastly, by circling our head, you should feel the stretch at the base of your neck in the back. You should feel a little pull, but nothing painful. All right, the other way. If you have a ponytail, it should be swinging. That's how big your head circles should be. Boom. All right, from there, we're gonna do our shoulders up and down, up and down. You want your arms nice and relaxed. You should focus on feeling the tension right here on the muscles on your shoulders. Go a little faster, get them nice and loose. From there, we're gonna roll our shoulders backwards. When you do this, you should feel tightness and pressure in here. You should be actively engaging the muscles on your shoulder blade and right beside it. When you roll, your shoulder blades are going to get closer together. That's how you know you're getting a good, nice movement in these muscles. All right, keep on rolling it back. This should feel really good. It's gonna untense the muscles as opposed to most exercises, which will tense them up. All right, roll it forward. All right, from there, you're gonna warm up your hips a little bit, just a few shakes, maybe a circle or two. From there, we're gonna work on isolating different parts of our body. So for our hips, that means we're either gonna put our hands right here on our hip bones, or we can put them out in second position, or behind our back, whichever way just keeps your hands out of your hip zone and doesn't discourage unnecessary movement. For hip isolations, you're just going to move your hips. From your belly button upward should stay perfectly still. So you're gonna push forward, side, back, side, forward, side, back, side, and then circle. This sounds a little silly, but a good way to know that you're pushing your hips forward enough, you're gonna squeeze your bottom. Push it forward nice and hard, squeeze. All right, let's reverse the rotation. See how my upper body is staying nice and still? All movement is below my belly button. All right, very good. Now let's switch halves of the body. This time we're going to do rib and shoulder isolations. So if the belly button up is going to be what's moving, your legs should stay in a nice, strong second position with your knees straight. Put your hands on your hips or wherever once again. Forward, side, back, side. Forward, side, back, side. circle. When you push back, you'll feel your ab muscles contracting right here. It feels like your ribs are getting closer to each other, but that's just the ab muscles squeezing. Let's reverse our rotation. All right, circle, circle. Throughout this video, we're going to scatter in little exercises that I think you are perfectly capable of doing at home. One of those is calf raises. Calf raises help our releve and our balance for those that are in jazz and lyrical. And if you're in hip hop and think that doesn't apply to you, it also strengthens your leg. So to do calf raises, it's real simple. You're going to stand back here with your feet in first position, which means they're open like a book would be. And all you're going to do is go up on your toes and down, up and down, up and down. Now when you do it only a few times, it doesn't feel like much of an exercise, but I promise you, if you sit there and do it while you watch a whole episode of a show, you'll notice your calves start to burn, and it's really, really a good exercise. We always want to make sure we stretch it out afterwards, so we're going to touch our toes after. This can also help improve balance. So if you're worried about your turns or any type of balance, when you go up, try holding for little amounts at a time. Try holding for 5 seconds, and then 10, and then 15, and then just see how long you can balance from there before continuing your calf raises. If you really want to switch it up, I really encourage, just for my jazz and lyrical dancers, try doing it with your leg in passe, just like you're going into a pirouette. So leg in passe, calf raise, down. It's a little tricky. You might want to grab a chair or a table or something to hold on to. Calf raise, down. Calf raise, down. Very good. And once you feel like you're able to graduate away from that chair, just do 1 or 2 at a time. And also practice holding in releve, just like you would in a pirouette. That's really going to help your pirouettes, and I'm really excited to see how much better they look when I come back. Another exercise that we need to focus on to strengthen our legs. This one's going to help our thighs, the bigger part of the leg. We're going to learn how to do sumo squats. So for sumo squats, your feet are in second position and shoulder width apart. Your feet are also turned out. I don't want them facing the front. You may think of that when you think of a squat. These are a different type. They're targeting a different muscle. A common squat targets the glutes and this part of the thigh. A sumo squat is going to target the top and the inside of the thigh. So what you're going to do, like I said, feet apart, second position turned out. You want your hands out in front of you, and you're going to sit, keeping your back straight and up. Your knees should not go past the tips of your toes. That could cause knee damage. So a nice little more than 90-degree angle will work. I want you to do several of these a day. And if you feel like they're too easy, you can change it up a little by lifting one of your heels. You'll notice that your leg might shake a little. It's a little harder to squat on that side. Do half on with one leg raised, and then switch, raise the other leg. And if you're up for a real challenge, try it with both feet in releve. Squat, up, squat, up. Hold with your heels off the ground. You might wobble a little, it might hurt. But it's a really good exercise. After that, you're always going to want to make sure your ankles don't hurt and that we stretch out our hamstrings or to the back of the calf. So a good way to do that, you're going to touch the ground and you're going to walk your hands to the back. Try to take your hand, grab the back of your ankles and pull. You should feel a stretch in the back of your knee and on the back of your hamstring. Another good way to stretch without pulling so hard and it being strenuous, you can grab your elbows and swing back and forth, back and forth. Make sure your knees are straight though. All right, another good amount of exercise you can do, you can always do jumping jacks. Planks are super good for maintaining core and arm strength. And jumps from pliés. So plie up, plie up. That's going to strengthen the lower part of your calf and your ankle. after we finish those exercises and we're nice and warm, you should be sweating kind of a little. That means your body's really loose and you're not gonna hurt any muscles. From there, we're gonna start with our feet apart. Our arms are gonna go to a T, and we're gonna stretch our side. Some of y'all may be familiar with this. This is the way a lot of drill teams stretch and a lot of competitive dancers. Standing up stretches more, and we're also gonna include some sitting stretches. All right? Stretch your back just a little. Don't push it more than what you think you can. If you can go all the way back, go. If not, don't worry about it. From there, we're gonna turn towards we're gonna face our feet forward and go down, touch your nose to your knee. Make sure your knees are nice and straight. You're gonna wanna hold this for at least 15 to 20 seconds. And as you get more flexible, hold it for a longer period of time. All right, this one's more for my jazz and miracle, those who need flexibility more. For this, you're gonna rock forward and then step back onto your right foot or your back foot. This knee should be bent. It's the only time we'll be bent stretching, but this knee should be straight and our foot flexed. You'll notice how this stretches the calf and lower part of the knee more than the upper part. You only need to hold this for about 10 to 15 seconds at first. And you're gonna rock forward. So your back toe is pointed and off the floor, and your front leg is completely straight and bearing all your weight. You're gonna feel a really strong stretch in your calf with this. From there, we're gonna go down into a lunge. So to do a lunge, we don't want our knee sticking out further than our toe. That can cause knee damage. You also wanna make sure your heel is nice and flat on the ground. And when you're in your lunge, a good tip to remember is you should be able to tap your toe. So lean forward and lunge. This is called a runner's lunge. Make sure you can tap that toe. You should feel some stretching on the underside of your thigh, and you should feel some stretching in your hip right here. All right. Now we're gonna push back after we hold that. So this knee is going to be bent and hold all of our weight. This foot is straight out and our toe is pointed in front of us. And we're gonna put our nose to our knee. All right, from here, if you want to stretch your splits or you're able to, you just slide down into your split. But if not, that's okay. And we're just gonna completely start over and go to the other side. A real good tip to know you're getting a good stretch is to put on a TV episode or movie that's at least 30 minutes. And that time you should do your warm up and stretch, and then maybe some exercises during the credits or commercials. All right. We're stretching our side, and we're just gonna repeat what we did on this side, going this way. So we stretch our back again, go forward. When you rock forward, you can do a straight back if you have back pain, and it'll stretch right along the lower part of your back. But if you don't feel like you need to, just go straight down to your knee like we did earlier. All right, rock back. Rock forward. If you don't want to do it while you watch TV, it's a good idea to put on some of your favorite music that gets you motivated. Do a nice good stretch. All right, down to lunge. Make sure you're able to tap that toe. I know you can't see it, but there you go, you can hear it. Push back to straight leg. And then once again, splits are optional, but if you feel like you need to work on that, go for it. From here, we're gonna do a few floor exercises before we start doing our floor stretches. One really good one, y'all might giggle at this, but dancers need a lot of strength in their glutes, which is another word for your bottom. So, one really good one you can do, while you're sitting, you wanna get all your steps done. You can do the classic sit-up for your abs. Or if you're wanting to work on your glutes like I talked about, you can place your feet shoulder width apart, put your hands flat on the ground, and squeeze your glutes, aka your bottom, and push them up. These are called hip bridges. Do at least 10. You're going to feel it in your thighs and in your glutes. If you're feeling bold, give it a hold. All right. Another thing you can do, I call these sky crunches. You're going to do crunches and try to touch your toes that are in the air without bending your knees. Another really good exercise to do on the floor is planks. You can either do them in a push-up position, or you can go down to your elbows. Try to hold it for 15 to 30 seconds and then increase from there. That's going to strengthen your arms and shoulders as well as your core. Dancers need a lot of strength in their core to help maintain balance. All right, now that we've talked about more exercises to do, let's get back to stretching. So we're going to start with our traditional classic butterfly. Pull your feet as close as you can in, push those knees down. And you want to try to get your nose to the ground. I tell my little kids nose to toes, but that bends your back at a really uncomfortable angle. So try to extend your chest to your feet. Let me scoot back a little so y'all can see what I mean. So see how my collarbones up here are what's going towards my feet, and my neck is staying straight, and I'm not hunching. This will feel better on your neck and on your back. If it helps, you can put your hands out and reach forward, which will push you down lower. Just make sure the bottoms of your feet stay together. Make sure you hold it for a good amount of time. All right. From there, I'm gonna scoot back forward. We're gonna do our pike. Make sure your feet are nice and touching. Your ankles should be close together. Your feet should be pointed. If you need to warm up your ankles, you can point. You can go point, flex, and then circle them. Some people need to warm up their ankles. Some people's pop a little more than others. But when you do your pike, make sure your feet are nice and pointed. You're gonna sit up very, very straight with your back, and then reach as far as you can while keeping your knees on the ground. You're gonna wanna hold this one for at least 20 to 25 seconds. If you need to, grab the undersides or the soles of your feet and pull yourself closer to your knees. I'd like to see how many people can actually touch their legs with their face when they get back, as so. All right, you can also do it with your feet flexed. This is gonna stretch the calves more than the hamstrings, and it might hurt a little more. You can hold this one for less time, probably about 15 seconds. All right, after that, we're gonna go into our straddle or second position. For this, we wanna make sure absolutely that our legs are straight, just like in any of our floor stretches. We're gonna do this one a little more intensely than we normally do it in class. So we're gonna start out by putting our hands up to the side, reach, reach, reach. This is a good way to ease into the stretch. As you reach a little further each time until you're reaching past your toes. And then you're gonna reach all the way, scoop over, and stretch your side. You wanna make sure when you do this, your bottom does not come off the floor and create a gap. Your bottom should be fully on the floor. All the stretching should be right here below your ribs. After that, we're gonna sit up straight, turn, and try to put our nose to our knee. You need to hold this stretch on each side for about 20 to 30 seconds starting out. And then as you want to get more flexible, do it for longer periods. All right, this one's a new one, except for some of my older girls that do drill team and such. So you're going to stretch yourself out and go as far as you can, diagonal to your leg. So it's not facing middle, but it's also not facing your leg. You're going to try to lay your nose diagonal, a little, about 2 arms 2 arms width out from your leg. It's a little more tricky because we haven't done this one. All right, hold that one for about 10 seconds starting out, and then like every other one, increase as you go. So let's stretch our other side. So we're gonna stretch our side this way. I also want y'all to work on, while you're stretching, actively pointing your toes. So that doesn't mean just sitting with your toes unflexed. I don't want feet like this. I want the feet as pointed as they can get. This will build the muscles in your feet and make pointing easier. All right, turn to the side. All right, and then to the diagonal. All right. Obviously, I'm holding it a little shorter than what y'all should be doing, but we're trying to make this video as quick and effective as possible. From there, we're gonna reach to the middle. My girls that do fan kicks in their dances, this stretch will definitely help the width and height of your fan kick. So, one easy trick to get lower, let me scoot back a little so y'all can see. You're gonna go elbow, elbow, reach, reach. Elbow, elbow, reach, reach. As far as you can until it starts to hurt uncomfortably. There's a difference between a good pain and a bad pain. My goal by the end of the season is to see how many of y'all can reach far enough that your belly buttons and chest touch the floor. That is the ultimate goal in this stretch, besides a perfect split. So, let's move on to technique. Oh, also, for those of y'all who have sore backs, you can also stretch this way. You're gonna put one leg up, the other leg is gonna be crossed underneath it, arm over top and turn. And then we're gonna switch. This will stretch your mid to lower back. Another thing you can do, I know I've talked about this with my hip hop girls, you can lay flat on your back with your foot in passe and your arms out in a T. Bring that passe leg over, put your arm on top, and reach the other way. And then switch. This will stretch your lower back and your glutes. All right. So now we're gonna get into the class-specific parts. Jazz girls, y'all really need to work on fan kicks. So I want your fan kick, your bottom foot should be turned out just ever so slightly. Remember, both knees are straight, toe is pointed. We bring it all the way over, up and around. Your arms should be nice and straight, and I don't want any hunching. If you were here the day that we brought out the sticks, remember you can take a broomstick, put it along the backs of your arms behind your neck, and that will keep you from hunching. When you fan kick, it should go step, fan, shanae, and then you go into your illusion. Remember when we do our illusions, we're gonna put our right arm down, we step into it, our left arm is either behind our back or glued to our side. Both legs are nice and straight, and your left leg is pointed as it goes into the air. All right, make sure you're really focusing on that. Doing your splits and practicing your needle will help with the illusion. That's all a hamstring issue on flexibility. Don't forget to work on our kick. Remember, we swing forward, back, and we peek under our leg. Our leg does not bend, and never once do we flick our knee or anything of the type. Both my lyrical and my jazz need to work on turns. If you're in lyrical, we go pata, boo, ray, into fourth position, and we do a single pirouette from there. If you're in my jazz, we just go into fourth position, turn, down. Very good. Y'all need to work on spotting, so find a nice, maybe a painting in your house, and just practice whipping your head around as you turn. Remember, your head should stay, your eyes should stay on that point until the very last second possible, and then whip right around, look at it again. Don't forget, we also need to go over coupes. Your foot touches your ankle and is turned out on a coupe. And pencil turns, where our right leg is straight and pointed in front of us. All right. We also need to work, if you're in jazz, or lyrical as well, we need to work on our leaps. That can be improved by stretching and warming up our pliés. Make sure they're nice and warm, and make sure when you do your chassé step leap, you get a really good deep plié, because the better plié, the higher your jog's gonna be, and it will have a bigger hit in the air. For example, you should go chassé step leap. Make sure when you leap, notice my back leg never flipped. Both of my toes were nice and pointed, and my legs were straight. It's not about the height, it's about the technique. If your leap looks like this, that is okay, because you had the proper technique. All right, remember how we do our arms for our leap in our dances? In some it's L-O-L, in others it's a V. Know what is pointed for your dance. For hip hop, y'all are also gonna work on y'all's peekaboo kick. Peekaboo. I also want y'all to work on our stand-up part. So remember, after met this little girlie, her hair is that part. Our feet go shoulder width apart. Our right hand stays on the ground to keep us based and strong. Our left hand is in a fist in the air. We squeeze our butt and pull ourselves up. Do it a little faster so you can actually make it up. So we all need to practice that. Core exercises will help with that. All right. So I'm gonna be sending you guys video and music of your dance. I expect y'all to practice at home. I might also be updating choreography, so stay tuned. If I do update choreography, I will break it down step by step, just like we do in class, and we'll all learn together. All right, guys, make sure y'all are stretching, working out, practicing, and getting some form of exercise every day. I don't care if you take your dog for a walk. I don't care if you ride your bike. I don't care if you and your little brother race in the yard. I want to make sure that our energy levels stay up, because energy levels and exercise help our immune system. Please make sure you're washing your hands, keeping in your bubble away from people. Don't let anyone get closer than an arm's length to you to avoid the spread of germs. Eat lots of fruits and veggies, and try to keep as excited and optimistic and happy as possible in this really weird time. All right, I'll see y'all when y'all come back to dance, and I hope y'all practice a lot. Thanks.